Okay guys, so today we have a very special video. In today's video I'm going to show you why, if you are not living like a Navy SEAL, you are living far below your potential. Okay, and my own journey to business success began really with listening to a Navy SEAL, and that helped me massively transform my life. All right, and I'm also going to share with you two huge massive resources that will help you get your mind sharp and build a side hustle business selling a product that scales, so you can actually build a business on the side. So I've been an entrepreneur in my journey pretty much the last 10 years. That's kind of when I really began, being an entrepreneur. Really, 2014, somewhere thereabouts. Now, I had been actually very fortunate to take a brief training on entrepreneurship in the previous few years, and that was super helpful. That program that I did, entrepreneurship training program, that kind of introduced me to a lot of the ideas I would later encounter in my own work, in my own journey as an entrepreneur. But 2014 is kind of when I really started my first business, and it was an online marketplace. Now, I had been working as a software developer, technology guy, so that was my initial startup. Was let me get in and let me build like a marketplace where you can buy and sell like used things that you want to get rid of around the house, that kind of thing. Now, I built that product, and that was really fun. Like, as a software developer, being able to build a product, being able to build up an app was a lot of fun. But I didn't understand certain aspects, right? Like, I didn't know marketing, I didn't know sales, things like that. So fast forward a few years later, 2-3 years down the line, my product never went really anyway, but I switched from that and I started other ideas along the way. And my products back then just didn't get to be successful. Like I might have gotten a few users for some of my software products here and there, but as an early stage entrepreneur, there's a lot that you don't know. And I had all that excitement of building and working on things, but so I was always into kind of doing my business, even when I was like working a full-time job, just doing like a side hustle on the side, building my little product and trying to see if I could get it to grow. Now I realized there was a lot I didn't know. Like I said, I didn't know marketing, I didn't know sales, and I think that's something where a lot of you that might be trying to build like a side hustle, you're gonna face that challenges. You might be coming from software development, or you might be coming from a different area like accounting or human resources. You might be coming from graphic design, or you've been doing customer support, or some other thing, some other function, or maybe you work in like a traditional retail business. You're like a retail assistant, something like that, and you're looking to build your own side hustle on the side. So there's a lot that you're not gonna know, especially in my journey. What I've discovered is on the marketing side, on the sales side, there's gonna be a lot there that your prior background doesn't necessarily prepare you to know those things. Now, as an entrepreneur, you're gonna need to learn, you're gonna need to know all these things. So you got like a mountain of things that you need to learn. And when you start out, you really don't realize how tall this mountain is. Like, it might look like it's a 100-foot mountain, but I'm telling you, the reality is multiply that by hundreds of mountains like that. You climb one 100-foot mountain, you get another one, and then you climb that, and then you realize, oh no, there is another one. And so that was kind of like my journey. So around like maybe a couple years in, 3 years in, like 2016, 2017, I was getting a little bit frustrated because I had been working hard on this entrepreneurship thing with virtually nothing to show for it. Like, I understood a few things, but I knew like I was stuck, right? I knew I was stuck. Um, and being stuck, I knew something had to change. I knew that if I stayed where I was, doing what I was doing in whatever I was doing, it wasn't gonna cut it. I wanted to be an entrepreneur and build up, my business, and kind of get it successful, and kind of get things progressing. So, but I didn't know like what was holding me back. But I knew I had to change. I didn't know what the tactical thing was that I needed to do in order to make my business ventures take off, right? And so it was a little bit like a moment of desperation. The way I started out in entrepreneurship was with a lot of inspiration. And they say that you're gonna change in life from two things, either inspiration or desperation. um, Inspiration is like I wanna do XYZ. It's like I wanna I wanna travel to Greece, or I wanna travel to Japan, or I wanna buy a private island, uh, something like that. That's inspiration, right? I wanna build. I wanna build an amazing business. That had been so. That's how I started out in 2014. Was that inspiration? And desperation is kind of like, if I don't do this, I'm finished. Desperation is, uh, I got 3 days and I need to pay this huge bill, or I only got 3 months left to live, right? Something like that. The doctor takes you aside and he says something, and he says, well, you gotta set up your family. Everything you were gonna do for them, you better do it now, because this is it. That's desperation. So you get stories of people like reconnecting with that old lost person that they need to make up with, something like that. That's desperation, because they know like this is it. If they don't do it, it's now or never. Um, that's desperation, and both of these things can inspire you to change. Now in 2016, 2017, by the time I'm talking about now I had hit the moment of desperation, because like I could tell I was stuck and I couldn't fix it. So what actually helped me out was I started listening to these guys, these Navy SEALs, and I started listening to one Navy SEAL in particular, David Goggins. I hope you guys have heard of him. But he was one of the toughest dudes out there, one of the toughest Navy SEAls that have gone through that and done their service in that branch of the armed services. And listening to David Goggins, he talked about getting your stuff together, working hard, getting up early, getting up at like 4 a.m. and going out to work out. And I've actually done these kinds of things. It's really amazing. Running, like 3, 4, 5, 10-mile runs and things like that. And I actually went out on the track, man, and I started I started running like a madman, right? And in the course of that, of course, I ran into some interesting people, fellow runners that were like working out like that, and it was actually kind of crazy. Some of them, like, I think, were like trying out to be athletes and things like that. And here I was, like this entrepreneur guy, and I'm out there running. Like, that's a little bit crazy. Like, why? I wasn't trying to be an athlete. I wasn't trying to, like, I wasn't even driven by like the health benefits of all this activity. I was trying to tap into the mindset benefits of what this Navy SEAL David Goggins was telling me about in his materials. This idea of you get hard, you get in charge of your life, and you start working on, you know, the goal that you have set for yourself. For me, I knew it was around business. And so from what I was doing, you know, I wasn't even aware of it at the time. I just knew like I needed some kind of program, and this was it, because this was helping transform it. But I didn't really understand. I wasn't even aware of what was happening, right? But what was actually happening was that the more that I did this stuff, and day after day, I woke up and I went in and I went into my workouts. I went into my massive runs. You know, I went in, you know, doing push-ups and things like that, and I was working hard. I was doing this heavy exercise for like literally hours. But I started changing, and this was actually the on the heels of this is when I actually wrote my self-development book, which was titled "Unleash the Ninja Version of Yourself." And this is a helpful book that chronicles a lot of the lessons that I learned around this time about how you can get your life together and, you know, start developing yourself so that you become a person that's capable of going after the success that you're looking for in life and in your business, in your side hustle. In that book, I'm actually gonna, you know, make it available free, and you know, the link will be in the description, so you can look for the link to Unleash the Ninja Version of Yourself. That's my self-development book. A lot of the lessons I learned from the SEALs, I put right into that book, chronicling all these things, and that changed my life. So by listening to this Navy SEAL David Goggins, I was able to break free from the limitations of my own mind. Right? Your mind acts kind of like a governor, like David Goggins says. Your mind acts as the limiter. It's kind of like the brake on your life and on your success. So when you lift your foot off that brake, you know, and then now you can actually proceed. And to break free of that, you kind of need to put yourself in an environment where you are constantly pushing against the limitations of your mind. And that might be like, I'm gonna go run 6 miles. And your mind is gonna be like, oh, you can't do that, dude. You've never done this stuff. You ain't, you gotta go out there and work yourself up. You ain't gonna do it on day one. But day one, you might only go a mile. And that's great. Next day, you're gonna feel sore and tired and everything. But if you push yourself, you come back into it, you do the mile again. On day number 5, the mile is gonna feel a little bit better. In week number 2, you're gonna go more than a mile 0.5, a mile 0.2, a mile 0.3. By week number 6, you're edging up to 3 miles. You know, and in 4 or 5 months, you're doing a 6-mile run like a madman. I mean, I remember the times when I got to kind of like that madman stage. It was intense. It was intense. I had never run so far in my life, and I had never gone nearly as far. And I was literally shocked. Like some of the things I was. But what it did for me was just showed me like, okay, I'm capable of so much more than I ever thought. And that's the message I want you guys to realize. But you ain't gonna just realize this sitting on the couch, guys. You gotta actually get out there and do what the SEALs do. Lift heavy bags of heavy stuff and run around with them. Carry huge logs, heavy logs, and run around, you know, working out with them. Go lift some heavy weights every day, day in, day out, you know, and push yourself to the limit. Get your diet in order, right? Like eat clean. It's gonna be painful, it's gonna be uncomfortable. Wake up at 4 in the morning. It's gonna be uncomfortable, especially when it's raining outside and you gotta push yourself. If you can get to that stage, it's raining out, but you still go out and you're actually gonna run and do your things. Like, I've been able to do these things, but I learned them from these Navy SEALs, right? I didn't invent these things, but the more I pushed myself and actually got into that zone, man, you get into a stage where literally you feel like nothing can stop you, and that's powerful. You That's one of the most powerful things you can go through. So I chronicled a lot of these lessons in my book, Unleash the Ninja Version of Yourself. Just chronicling the lessons that can literally transform your life, and will be helpful for you if you're an entrepreneur trying to start your business. If you're still working a full-time job, you're doing a side hustle, you want to build your side hustle on the side. These self-development lessons will help you gain control of your own mind and chase after the success that you deserve. And to actually teach you the business model that I recommend for a side hustle, I have what I call the Product Side Hustle League. And this is a group membership program that I have set up where I will show you step by step how to build a side hustle selling a product that does not depend on your time. So it's something that can actually scale. There is a paid version of the program, but there's also a free version of the program. And the program is available on Discord. I have a Discord server where the program is accessible, and you can access the program completely for free in the free chat, free version. And if you need like the more advanced, you need more access and the premium chat and more support and things like that, then you can upgrade to the paid version. But there's a free version so that you can actually participate in this Product Side Hustle League completely for free. And eventually there's gonna be prizes as well, since it's a league, right? There's gonna be a competition and the prizes will be available whether you're on the paid version or you're on the free version. So there's no excuse to not take advantage of the opportunity. You can literally go through this program and participate completely for free. So the link to the Discord server for the Product Side Hustle League will also be in the description to this video, as well as the link to the free book, Unleash the Ninja Version of Yourself. But listening to the Navy SEALs is literally how I put myself around 2016, 2017 on the path to my own business success. Now, I'm not a super successful business person, but from where I started, I've made unbelievable progress. Like I then went into marketing based on the lessons I had learned. I knew I needed to be a better marketer, so I actually went in eventually to doing marketing full-time. And I stopped doing tech, which was something I had always done, was a strength of mine, but it now became a limiting factor in my journey as an entrepreneur. And so I actually went into marketing to learn that skill. And because I had this backbone of the lessons I had learned from David Goggins and these SEALs, I knew I was capable of learning this stuff. I knew I could become a really good marketer, having never been a marketer before, but based on the self-confidence I had gained from what these guys had taught me, I knew I could do it. I was the man for the job. Went into marketing and became much more successful at that, and was then actually able to start putting my ideas together. And now I'm in a position where now I can actually help other people that are looking to build their own business or their own side hustle, just like I was way back in 2014 when I was doing 2014, 2015 when I was doing my little side hustle on the side, and I just had no clue how to actually make that little side hustle work. And so there are a lot of lessons. A lot of these lessons will be available for you in my self-development book, Unleash the Ninja Version of Yourself. So again, you can grab it, link will be in the description, and there will be even more lessons on the business side inside my program, Product Side Hustle League, and you can join that on the Discord server, right? The link for that is actually in the description.